Hello and good afternoon, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to another exciting race in our Blue Moon waxing phase between Rowdy Roddy Sniper and Zeke. I'm joined in here in the booth by Nightdew. Nightdew, how you doing?
Today's been a pretty good day actually. So I was promised a very interesting boss list, and well, this is definitely a very interesting boss list. Couple lunar sparkles up here, Val, Golbez, Ogopogo, yeah, orbs. Yeah, this is you could put this in a red moon seed and nobody would bat an eye.
Yeah, pretty much. This is this is a collection of some of the more frustrating bosses to fight in the game, and I would even put Dark Imps there as quote unquote free in the wrong spot. If Dark Imps show up at like Baron in 2, where they're very punchy and you're less likely to have the tools to make them free, it's actually kind of could be kind of a nasty fight.
Or somewhere very fast and punchy. First thing that came to mind for me was Leviathan as well. So
yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So, and with a telestart, that question's always going to be looming on our runners' minds. Is the darkness going to show up early? What's the character selection going to be like? Yeah, I think we're in for a really interesting seed here.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of early darknesses here, and at least in the seeds I've been watching, a lot of early darknesses, a lot of D machines here, and yet we could have that Ogopogo right down there at let's say Rubicant, which is somewhere you really don't want your caster team without a D machine to be, but that's kind of neither here nor there here. But again, this is round of 32, Rowdy Roddy Sniper versus Zeke here. I think you might know a little more about these two than I do, actually.
Okay, first hear me out. Elements Room CPU into Ogopogo.
I like the way you think.
At least chat would be very happy, I think, if that happened. I don't think our runners would be. But yes, these two runners, Rowdy Roddy Sniper and Zeke, have been around a good amount of time now. I know they both raced in Adamant Cup, and Rowdy Roddy Sniper for sure. He and I actually faced off against each other brackets in ZZ4. Really great attitude. It was fun to race him and get to chat afterwards. But for now, we are off to their own race with a young start, a sparkle, and a hook. We're being told we can go underground right this moment.
I didn't see a magma key yet, but yeah, we're being told we can head straight to Eblin if we really want to here. We've got somebody who really appreciates a good slingshot in Yang here, and we're off to probably, I would guess, instant recruiting here, see who else we've got on this seed here. A little light on offense so far.
Yeah, this is not the power start. This team can do dozens of damage per round currently. Dozens might even be a strong word.
I mean, Tilla might get to triple digits if he can find a weakness. Same with Yang there. Get a power punch on a Mylon Z. You might get there.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, Rowdy Roddy Sniper gonna check Mysidia immediately. Looks at the Curse Ring for Zeke on the right here in the watery pass. That's a very nice pickup. Rowdy Roddy Sniper almost certainly gonna get that as well, since there's the character here to pick up who's Sid. Yeah, early game pretty useful. That can be some damage. But yeah, I like the Mysidia immediate check too, because it's just two characters, and basically these two runners can go either like in these seeds. Wow, a white spear. That's actually outrageous in the waterfall. You can basically go like in a clockwise or counterclockwise pattern for picking your characters up, and these two runners have kind of gone opposite directions here.
Beautiful loot there in that
Stardust Rod?
Oh my, well, okay, well there's your early game offense problem solved right there.
Stardust Rod, Tella, or Palom in a moment. That's Zeke. Well, we'll see when he gets to Mysidia, but basically the Stardust Rod by itself is enough to get going. Cast the Stardust item or spell when used as an item. Pretty powerful.
I'm interested to see if we come up with a cane to wield that white spear, or if he is Mr. Not showing up in this seed here. We are going to get only a firebomb in the Chocobo Forest, unfortunately, though.
I do love the Chocobo Forest check, though. I always appreciate it. Yeah, that might be one of the most stacked waterfall rounds of looting I've ever seen. We do need that.
It's been good, but
when it hits, it hits. We do need that cane to make use of the white spear, but Edge is always a wonderful character to find. Flame early has lots of function, even though the Sineki flag means he probably just starts with like a Charm Claw. I called it. He starts with a Charm Claw. Yeah. It turns that White Spear into a very high power, very expensive dart, though.
Yeah, it definitely is a dart here, as Rydia is our 7th, so no Cecil, no Kane. Let's see who else. No Rosa. Actually, our best white majory is coming from Tella here, I believe. Iridia with an Asura. We did not get we did not see Porum nor Rosa here, and Fu's kind of banned right now, so
yeah, Fu only able to be the starter in both of our moon seeds. Zeke gonna go ahead and go check the freebie here in Troya Castle. And actually, Roddy, so our runners have basically converged, kind of went different directions to get the characters, but are now kind of in the same spot here. And yeah, this team, this starting team is really not it. It's also, you know, lacking a white mage, which I'm very curious how both of our runners are going to handle this. Because it's not that, it just needs some experience basically running mage seeds without a white mage.
Yeah, he seems to think of different kinds of experiences. He hands over a siren there, but I mean, here's your quandary here. You have a couple very good slingshots here in terms of Rydia and Yang. Big heroin robe in the public treasury as well as another siren. So hey, we're just getting off the ground there, I guess. But we have curse rings. There's an earth hammer for Sid. Do you just kind of try to leave Rydia and Yang alone in the tower here and say, hey, look, we'll be back for you if a darkness crystal lands, or do you want to try to get levels on, you know, said Rydia there in case you need to be rolling dice in the Sura?
I think it's tricky from this point. It's really, I think you can go a couple ways with this, and Zeke gonna go the way that I think was on my mind first, is that Zeke is gonna check this Cave Eblin. Well, at least sets up the hovercraft to be set up there. So I was going to say that you could run to Cave Eblin and check the item shop there and see, because we didn't find the Cecil, we didn't find the Kane, so we're going to need some help. We have a Stardust Rod, so you have Stardust Rod and a Palom. So one route is to just kind of get going, get some of your checks down. You don't really need Rydia or Yang for that, so you can keep them down to get your experience. Or you can head to Cave Eblin and try to see if there's like a Leviathan orb there, which would want you to have Rydia going, or maybe like some edge weaponry or whatnot. So I think there's a couple of ways our runners can go here.
Stardust Rod would make those Leviathans instantly very good. Of course, you have, you know, between Palom, Tella, and Rydia, you have 3 characters also all fighting over that Stardust Rod, which kind of just wants to be used right now.
Yeah, I think any of the characters, you know, the best. Palom for sure going to be your best use of that early on. He can just use it as an item, but then pretty quickly he'll start getting the spells that you care about. You can even take, given all the sirens we've got, you could take a siren on ordeals here before you do really anything, and help Palom get towards that virus spell.
Oh yeah, especially with that Earth Hammer there. If you take the Lilith, or hey, you just have the Stardust Rod here. So both of them sending Rydia to the tower there. So the question is, will we find a Stardust Rod? Because again, with our current amount of white magery here, we really don't have it. I mean, we've got Tella's 90 MP, and that's about it.
Yeah, we'll see if our runners prioritize a little bit of extra shopping. Without a white mage in this seed, we are guaranteed to find Cure 3s somewhere in an overworld shop, and Sid is a perfectly great chemist to make use of it. So yeah, we'll see where that development goes later, but for now, I think Rowdy is going back for this Troyan freebie. Might have forgotten it his first time, and then Zeke, meanwhile, is going to climb up ordeals.
And does hand that mute dagger that we found earlier. I believe that was also in Watery Pass there, but we do at least have some poison claws. I did see Lilith rods available in the Mystidia shop along with poison claws, so it looks like we found plenty of those. Honestly, I would be tempted with that flame whip if I had the Rydia still here. I believe Zeke was the one who found the heroin robe. I would just actually go heroin robe flame whip and just let Rydia hit things.
That would also be pretty strong. I wouldn't blame you for going that route either. Meanwhile, Zeke is going to find mandatory comedy session at Ordeals 1 as Golbez. Is that it? And you're like, yes, that's it. Come on, can you? Okay, fine. Everyone's just kind of standing there looking at their clocks, their watches right now. We wear watches in the Final Fantasy IV world, apparently.
I mean, I'm staring at my timer most of the time. There, that looks like coffins and sirens in the Cave Eblin there. So a little bit of stuff to sell here, but again, going back to what you said, buying those sirens there, taking a few Liliths up on Mount Ordeals actually does seem to be the play here. As wow, Golbez being excessively nice to Zeke, leaving him both Edge and Sid to take care of this.
Yeah, Edge going to be able to flame Sid with that Earth Hammer, which I believe does have the fire element attached to it, right? Gonna
yep,
do some pretty good damage to Golbez here. And the magic here is it's it's enough. It's enough that Zeke goes, okay, I'll put up a Star Veil.
That's no, it's the physical attack that's bad here. Magic perfectly fine.
Yeah, picking up some party members, gonna go ahead and use his Stardust. Meanwhile, Rowdy is gonna take a look at some Eblin loot here. Gonna play a little bit of the Eblin lottery.
I'd say the Stardust does get you possibly through like the Black Cat and Lamia fight there, but the other ones will kind of punch you in the face here.
Yeah, the 4, I want to say, coffins that he bought are going to definitely help him with... Yeah, because I think he's going to start throwing coffins immediately at these cats. Yep, and we see it. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Yep.
I would like to see a slow anchor here. These spots are kind of surprisingly fast at this level, but with the coffins, I think we're not going to really be in this fight for too long. And then that'll get basically a huge pile of experience for this Palom. So this is kind of serving the same function as taking a Siren on Ordeals. It's just, you get a chance at getting a free, something useful out of it. So well.
Looking at the party, I'm like, wait a minute, this is actually it's kind of a mini slingshot here for both Yong and Palom here, who are both going to get the double. Meanwhile, Dark Knight Cecil on the back attack here, and I didn't see how much that first one came in for, but it didn't look like Edge was completely healed. Oh, never mind, that's for less than 100. Those two are fine.
EKC needed to take a walk, step out of the mirror for a moment.
hey, do you like
Get
money?
Some fresh sunlight.
Because if you like money, I have a deal for you. Because that Black Cat and Lamia chest in the Eblin Castle right there, very shiny stick.
Is it little shiny stick or big shiny stick?
Oh, it's big. It's a big shiny stick.
It's not even a dart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those traps have a really high chance of giving you tier 8. And well, Rowdy just earned a great amount of money and a power shirt just sitting in that little pot outside the Baron Inn. That's an amazing pickup. That's a nice tier 6 pickup right there.
Sure, why not? I mean, it's starting to go hit a few bosses there, but man, that it just still boggling me to hit the crystal sword there. That's a water hag. That is not her gauntlet there, as only one blue robe is sitting there, as Zeke has made it to the paladin room, and we get a rat tail for our troubles.
And the officer soldiers, easy peasy, cast a flame, or just get a couple hits out. Wait, we've charmed the officer. Cracks me up. Wait, what does a charmed officer do? Oh, he still just says attack.
Yeah,
okay.
He just says attack, and everybody's like, I guess we know which way to swing here. He's still standing there. He might be waving his sword, and trying to hit the windows, but we're pretty sure he knows what he's doing.
Also, Water Hag may be one of the more insulting bosses to find at Baron in 1. It's just slower than... kind of slowed that spot down, but gets through that, and Rowdy now is finding Mylon Z at the Baron in 2 spot. Going to be very much slowed down because we are fast anchored with that edge in the middle. Super weak to fire, so there's that flame, and the Fire Claw Punch is going to come out. Fire 2 is going to come out. Mylon Z is
I mean,
honestly gonna have a bad day.
We would have that Fire Claw punch if we started with a Fire Claw, but
all right.
no.
What is it?
Y'all start with a Poison Claw, so it's a good claw to have. But
it's a good claw. This one exact moment, the Fire 2 is still really gonna take care of it.
I mean, our goal right now is just to get Edge off that Charm Claw he's still holding there. I'm not sure if that's even great for his accuracy, or if you just want to kind of take it off of him. But we do get a Luca key for our trouble here, so more underground checks. As Zeke, I'm going to guess, is probably going to show us that Rat Tail pretty quick as well here.
Yep, get a Rat Tail turned in, and then have either of our runners done Fabul Defense?
Not that I saw. I don't think either of them have done Antlion.
Yeah. So, which is fine. I think the way you end up picking up characters on these two flag sets in particular, sometimes you tend to go, like, I'll say, quote unquote, backwards from typical. You're just, what circle you're doing to do your checks in. Getting a pan from the Rat Tail, that's great to have. Also going to highly incentivize Zeke, I think, to fade Fabul Defense.
I mean, it's kind of thing where I see where you're going with that, but it also just kind of feels like as long as Tella still exists in your opening party and that Darkness Crystal could loom, I mean,
yes,
both of them really haven't, well, I mean, Zeke has kept Tella down, but honestly, there's just not much, and Zeke does find that power shirt, thankfully, there.
Yeah, getting a Darkness Crystal from Fabul Defense, that is why, whenever this question comes up, it's always this question of like, well, is that Darkness immediately more useful than going down the hook route? And honestly, with this party, the answer is probably yes. But the pan still does incentivize our runners to not do Fabul Defense, so that you could set up Sheila 1, kind of do this, one-stop shop with Fabul. So just have to see what how they're feeling.
Yeah, we did just find Odin at the D-Mist here. Gonna go check out Waterfall here as well, which Edge should be able to handle by himself, even with a Charm Claw and a Mute Dagger. But anyways, we do get a... Well, I am not unhappy. I am not unhappy to see that one go away.
So imagine you step in towards this waterfall, and there's just a giant wall just like looming its way through. Just it's really cracking me up right now.
Only in this game can you just walk under a waterfall and a wall just kind of shows up right next to you.
Yeah, and Octomam swims in all sorts of odd materials, in concrete, in crystal flooring. It's just on here just wants to throw you in a ravine, and I don't even know if there's any ravines there. Speaking of oddities, we have Yang versus Yang here in Antlion. The ravine is in our mind. It's a state of being.
Although that trip down to Eblin did get Palom up to Virus pretty quick there, and with that Stardust Rod already doing 1500 damage at very low levels still. As we, well...
That's a Legend Sword out of the Outline Cave. We're getting a good collection of key items that don't really do us anything at the moment, which is fine. It's going to be very soon time to head towards that hook route. We'll see if we want to do Fabul Defense or not. Definitely also don't forget Hobbs. Okay, Roddy going to make that check. Good. Very easy boss to forget on this flag set with Cino earned.
Yeah, it's something, I mean, I've always, like, even with C earned on, I've loved having the Hobbs check there. And it's just still something where it's still a good 4,000 some, about 4,400 roughly in terms of experience. And, well, I mean, that Lunar Sparkle could bode one of our two moon bosses here. And, no, that's just Blarg.
It's a Blarg. Roddy Sniper saying, you know what? I got you in my sights. Sword, dart, go. Takes Wyvern down. One shot. No worried about Mega Nuke here. It's a little bit of experience for his team now. Gets a Gungnir for his trouble. That's like, that's a dart upgrade right there.
Oh yeah, it's very much value dart upgrade or just even more money. So, given what we've seen on both these runners here, as a little bit of camping gear, very nice hats. Yeah, that wasn't a bad back of Hobbs there.
No, not at all. And don't blame Roddy Sniper for going into the back of Hobbs there looking for loot. I would imagine for both these runners, you do a lot of these Blue Moon seeds, you get a lot of power. It's T-Wildish, but the See No Earned flag set that says how we've combined it says you only get 7 characters, good luck. Sometimes the party is not, like, this party doesn't outrageously benefit from amazing gear, except maybe Edge, but we don't really have weaponry. We did just find Mute Daggers here in Fabul, and I think RRS is going to look to buy maybe a pair of them here, but otherwise, you know, we don't have the power, I'd say, that we typically have early game. So I don't mind, I don't blame our runners for taking the extra time to, you know, like, loot until you're comfortable and feel like you can really handle everything that's going to come your way.
Oh yeah, a couple Thunderclaws to go along with that extra Mute Dagger there, and okay, I'm like, wait a minute, did Roddy pick up that second Mute Dagger? Yes, he did. Okay, so 2 Mute Daggers is actually perfectly good for Edge here, as he's fine to go with that. Again, I am just kind of a little bit worried, especially if you're going to, again, no White Mages, no Bacchus here with this fairly physical party here. So, again, you're going to have to pocket some of that money away and say, well, Cure 3s are probably going to be a thing I'm going to need to find here still.
Yeah, definitely. Thankfully, that Crystal Sword's selling for a cool, what, 65k or whatever? Basically max. Pretty helpful. Alright, now we're going to see Bahamut in Fabul Defense. And, ooh, 666 is a hit. That's pretty good. Really excited to know if this is going to be Darkness or not. Place your bets, everyone.
I'm going to say it is. You know what? I'm gonna give him the other half of Forge. I'm gonna call Adamant Rock right here.
I'm gonna call Sand Ruby. Other half of Forge would be pretty amazing, actually, getting underground. A lot of really great choices for Forge for this team, I think.
Oh yeah, but you know it's going to be a missed whip at this point. Nope, just a tower key. We were in the right direction, but
So that tower key is actually fascinating. Exactly the tower key from skipping Fabul Defense, or from doing Fabul Defense, and Zeke looks like he's set up to fade Fabul Defense. It means that when our runners are done with this hook route, you're going to see that top of tower boss and have a tower key in your hand. If that top of tower boss is a required boss, and you've got the tower key, I think that runner is going to be heavily incentivized to drop down immediately after the hook route and run up the tower, whereas Zeke might fade the tower for a little bit, might not do the tower. It certainly doesn't have the tower key to do it right away, so that could force some really interesting divergence. We'll see how it plays out, though.
Oh yeah, it depends on the boss I see up there. You know, if I see, like, you know, if I see orbs, maybe not. Oh, double Mute Dagger Edge, even with the charm
required orbs though.
Yeah, true required orbs, but
slow. Yeah.
I might want to. Yeah, I might want some interesting things on this team before thinking about that here. Does have very effective Mad Ogre weaponry here, so Zeke gonna get these ogres down with not a problem. Even knock down Teleform. What a nice ogre.
Yeah, even that Charm Claw, which we like to kind of make memes about. Charm Claw is effective against Mad Ogres as well. All right, Zeke getting his Crystal Sword for his trouble.
wait a minute. If I recall that's the second Crystal Sword at Evelyn, because Rowdy Sniper's Crystal Sword came virtue of the came by virtue of the Black Cat Lamia chest, so that is double Crystal Sword in Evelyn. Did
Zeke say no to that Crystal Sword?
I think Zeke said no to that Crystal Sword.
Oh. I know he paused at it for a moment. Probably just like, I can imagine said words that are not safe for restream. I could imagine, and then just said, nah, I don't want this. It is a large pile of money. I would still take the Crystal Sword. I even joked that I would like to take a chocobo, take a carrot, give it to a chocobo, and then donate that Crystal Sword away. But in a capitalist world, I do like money.
Yep. So let's see if Zeke takes the second crystal sword here.
Well, we've got him.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I said of interest that Zeke has still kept that Eddie around here. I don't know for potential weird Eddie strats here, but yeah, Edward is still in this party.
I mean, the moment a Spoon shows up, he's going to be well in line with that Ed. Looks like he went with the Ed instead of the Yang, right? And Yang not really doing a whole lot early game. I don't mind it. It preserves that Yang as a slingshot later as well when Darkness shows up.
True. There's a double slingshot still sitting inside the Tower of Wishes if that comes up there. Here we go. Second crystal sword incoming for Zeke here.
Okay, he took this one. All right,
okay.
all right.
Do I hear
Wait, are we gonna throw it out? Are we throwing it out? Okay, we exit. Okay, that's fair.
Okay,
that's
we're just sorting here. Now I just want them to check that third chest just to see if we have the all crystal sword Zeppelin.
I think if the reason you do these traps is to get to Quake on Palom primarily with this party. Maybe you hit something and you're happy about it, but level 21 on Palom, actually going to go back in and take that third trap to get to his Quake. If that's a third crystal sword, are we just done?
Yeah, they just both win and we'll make it work somehow.
Well, what I was going to say is while we're kind of crossing each other's paths and taking on some traps, I do want to take a moment to shout out the Restream team. Also, shout out to Second Stardust Rod there. I got Night Dew here in comms with me. Always a great time, sir. And then we have Smape D doing the restreaming and Fried Potato doing our tracking. Can't have a show without any of us, especially without the folks in the back scenes. Go follow people. They're great. They're amazing.
And while we were shouting out some very deserving people there, Zeus Gauntlets to go wrong with that second Stardust Rod, but also a Bahamut summon.
Oh, just like sitting in a chest?
Just sitting in a chest.
That's pretty sweet. Unfortunately, Rydia is kind of taking a nap in the Tower of Wishes right now. Ah, it's a silver apple. I mean, that's okay. We got our crystal. It's just armor instead of a sword. But with that, Zeke's got what he needs. Says, "Yeah, I'm ready to take on this hook rat now." Did only get to level 22 in Palom. You would need 23 for Quake. I think that depends on what he sees as the hook rat boss. If you feel you really need the extra experience because it's like Maga Sisters or something, he can take the Mad Ogre trap chest on his way down.
Yeah, especially with all that effective weaponry here. Again, does have a pile of stuff to sell here. As Rowdy Roddy Sniper will not be too far behind here. Has done most of those checks. Is about behind an Eblin check here or there, but I just wonder how much money you are going to have after the end of this. Sells the Bahamut. Okay, no intentions of taking that Rydia there. Where's Asuka here? We've sold like two. We sold 2 crystal swords of seed. Where is Asuka?
Selling the heroin robe too. I think I might have liked to keep that, but I mean it's fair. No one really on Zeke's team is going to make use out of it. It would be that Rydia, but I don't blame. Like Bahamut's amazing, but you're at the point where you've already donated all the experience of the overworld to not Rydia. It's just like if you happen to have her, it would be an amazing boon. But without her already in the team, you'd have to go back, pick her up, give her experience. It's just kind of, you know, would you make that time back up over the entirety of the seed? And Zeke just says, nah, I am good.
It does depend here. Wow, although Zeke did have close to about 400k after selling off most of that inventory there.
That is a huge pile of money.
That's a huge pile of money, but unfortunately the thing is, I mean, I really would have liked to see him pick up that Silent Staff just to throw on Tella there for the white magic, but again, Zeke is... it seems determined to keep this Tella down and anchored, and just offense their way through things. Oh, Drain Spear, Crystal Ring, that's nice. Is a dart and a wearable together there.
All right, here's the Staleman trap. This trap is always meaner than I think it's going to be. Loves to put people to sleep. Dodges sleep on both hits there. We've got some giant slaying gear here doing pretty good damage. Throws out the Stardust. They're going to go down. They're not very good for experience, so that Palom is so close to Quake, it might actually be good enough. Then there's decent chance at a good reward here.
Yep, there is
Palom
the
does get that Quake.
Palom.
Very good for Zeke.
And at least Sid can wear those, right?
Oh, the Dragoon Gaunts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're honestly, the Dragoon gear is amazing. Just because of the elemental resistances on them and the dragon resistance, which does come up against some bosses, right?
Oh dear, that's a lunar sparkle.
That's a sparkle. So, speaking of dragons, wait, did we see Paladin?
No, we haven't seen Pale Dim. The only lunar sparkle we've seen is Blarg.
All right, so that could be basically anything. Zeke finding the Mad Ogres as well. Again, having good gear to take on. Oh, I think he just shorted that Mad Ogre by like 50 to 150 damage there. Has to be a little careful. They do punch kind of hard.
They are rather mad, and again, it's just like that stack of Cure 2s is dwindling very quickly here. So, again, like you did say, it does have wonderful mage killing gear here. Just, I'm worried about the sustain.
Yeah, especially against that Sparkle. If that Sparkle, let's say it's Ogopogo, that would be the worst thing to see by far. I think we're going to be here for a very, very, very difficult fight.
Yeah, I'd say the one you want to see the most is probably Plague, just because you can at least play Life Potion shenanigans with it.
I'd like to see Plague the most. I would accept D-Lunars because of Frog Strats. I would also accept Pale Dim because of the Dragoon gear. This got a couple Dragoon gauntlets. I guess the Sid's the only one who can wear them, but you know, if you can get Blinks up, I think it's going to be smart to anchor with a character that's not Tella. Probably that Sid, I guess, so that Tella can become a functional mage. But yeah, I think the only one that's going to be really nasty is Ogopogo, because you have to contend with those waves that really want you to have white mage level healing output to deal with it.
And the thing is, like, I definitely like Rowdy Roddy Sniper's team better here. I mean, at the very least, that Yang is going to contribute. That Eddie still only has a Charm Harp.
Yeah, Eddie gonna be an okay chemist if he doesn't explode from a punch. Yet another white spear, by the way. How many spears have we seen in this seed? This is like Gungnir number 4, white spear number 2.
Enough to win the next couple fights on the Dark Command alone, probably.
Yes. What I'm imagining this is just the dart, the mini dart treasury we're holding on to to donate to CPU the moment we see him. Also, nice ninja sword pick up there from that last chest before the hook crop bosses.
Yeah, that's really huge.
Pretty happy to see that. Yeah, especially since I don't think he has those mute daggers.
I mean, I guess at this point you could just curse Eddie here.
Oh, he does have one mute dagger. Gonna put it on Ed. Gonna try to make basically everybody functional. Crystal Ring goes on Ed. Tella, you know, we're just putting every good item that we can possibly find. We're gonna curse Tella to have our good cursed anchor. Yep, I'm nervous.
Extremely nervous here. Whatever is here is going to punch, and it is going to punch hard. Again, I would probably like put that silent stick on Tella and at least try to get the most out of his white magic that I can, as opposed to, you know, a second Stardust Rod. Maybe you can offense your way out of this, but
darts will definitely let us offense our way through this first fight. Oh, especially if it's King Queen Eblin. Okay, when it's King Queen Eblin, when it's vanilla, by the way, that life is good. Don't need to pick anyone up here. Not going to get any experience. The magic attack, if you ever wonder why King Queen Eblin always does pitiful damage, this spot doesn't have very good magic stat anyways, but in their script, they set their magic attack stat basically to nothing and then start firing their spells. So they're basically always free, no matter where they show up.
They just didn't realize that, you know, people would be playing this randomized 30 years later, and this place has a fairly substantial physical attack.
Yeah, well, when the devs like created all the different stat loadouts for the different spots, I mean, I imagine that like this is some sort of like copy paste situation of like, yeah, I don't care, you know, it doesn't really matter what the attack stat here is, we'll just set it to whatever, right? Just like always set it maybe to high just because it's kind of funny, but the randomizer 30 years later bored our resident dev here saying, actually, that's pretty interesting. Let's make a kind of a cool game out of it.
Anyway, the free check.
Right.
Oh, Roddy does veil himself to the ninja sword as well, so we're at ninja sword parity at the very least here.
All right, it is absolutely time to save for Zeke.
Oh yes.
And welcome in, Free Enterprise Prime. Welcome to this race, Blue Moon, Waxing versus Rowdy Roddy Sniper versus Zeke. We're so happy to have you. We are featuring, honestly, not a very powerful start, considering what Blue Moon flags can offer you in terms of power. The character selection was, we've kind of got mages, we've got a Sid, we've got Yang. We have no white mage, and we're contending with, oh, I'm nervous.
Survey says,
Pale Dem.
Well, he punches.
Paladim's gonna hurt, but this is not nearly as bad. Ogopogo, I dare say would have been impossible. I'm just gonna put that out there. I think
I like that soul web there.
Yeah.
At the very least, this can get virus, this can get quaked here, so Palom can do things without getting blaze countered. I'd be say like, yeah, if this was Ogopogo, this would have been very interesting. However, it's still not out of the woods here, as we did just see Ogopogo just just hit Palom for more than his maximum hit points in the back there.
Tella, by the way, just straight up whiffing a berserk. Just Tella whiff things. It's actually, I think, kind of to a benefit, because I think he went to berserk that edge, who was in the middle of darting a white spear, and the white spear is probably a bit better at the moment, though. We do need to start picking party members up. The spot does have 25,000 hit points. Now, all it's going to do is punch, thankfully. Paladim's shtick is more about the magic. Paladin healing from all of the elements and kind of has annoying counters for them, but non-elemental magic and just physical attacks just kind of has the slow counter script. So
yeah,
really
I just realized
just with the punching.
I just realized that Eddie has that crystal ring over on Zeke's side, and you know what gives Dragon Defense?
Crystal ring. Yep. Eddie will 100% survive this fight, but also not too much of a contributor yet at the moment. Wearing a mute dagger currently, but I think with all the darts, with enough life pots, we do start with a good number of those on these starting kits. I do think Zeke is going to get through this.
Yeah, both players definitely seem to be going to the strategy of dart everything, including the kitchen sink here.
Rowdy Roddy Sniper making a pretty clever use of the life staff, by the way, on Tella. Using that does cast the life spell. I believe there's some oddities trying to use that to life glitch with, I want to say, for reasons I'm not totally positive about, but otherwise, yeah, it just kind of casts the life spell for free for you there, able to preserve his life potions.
Yeah, the good news here is that Roddy's Palom has managed to stay upright here, so it does have supplemental quakes here, while Zeke, again, that Eddie's not going to die, but I believe all the darts are exhausted, so the offense is not entirely petering out, but it could use some help.
Yeah, the able to kind of keep his team up for Rowdy Roddy Sniper here. I mean, what kind of happens in these fights is that you lose a couple party members and you start to lose a bit of the tempo of it, and that Tella, who is cursed in the middle, is our only source of blink, and with him dying and Palom dying early, it's just kind of a loss of damage output, which I don't think is going to be a problem as far as getting through the fight, but is certainly probably made that fight a little bit slower for him.
Yeah, Roddy.
By the way, super synchronized both the runners through the fight. Yeah,
Roddy's up that tower key now and has pretty much, yeah, like you said, we are equal on Pale Dim kills here. So, and we're about to head underground now.
Yeah, Zeke was honestly a good bit ahead, having faded Fable defense, and I think that fight just took him a little bit longer, giving Rowdy Roddy Sniper a little bit of an edge here. Though, really depends on if that tower key's value, so we'll see here. And of course, the rest of the seed. That's dolls at top of tower.
That's free, but that's not what our runners are looking for here. But if you're Rowdy Roddy Sniper, that is a boss that, you know, you've got a Stardust Rod Palom. So you can just walk up there, throw down one Quake, and you're done.
So here's that really interesting divergence I think is going to come up. I think Zeke's going to want to turn on that pan, while Rowdy Sniper has a lot of incentive to drop that airship immediately and run up that tower, because he has the power to quickly take on the top of tower and has that tower key in hand.
I may have forgotten about the pan, actually, but yeah, that's
and there we go.
Getting immediately there, and yep, that is exactly as you say. Rowdy Roddy Sniper says, "Well, this is pretty free. Let's just go take it."
Now that doesn't mean that this is an advantage for either of our runners, because it really depends on what's in the tower here. This could be everything. It could be a little bit of what we need. It could be absolutely nothing. I think the Adamant Rock at top of tower would be pretty fascinating, personally.
You know what I really want to see through Forge, if we get to Forge here? I want to see a Fiery Hammer. Let Sid hit things.
Same Z's, same. Fiery Hammer, probably the best weapon in the game.
There's a Adamant Rock.
From the Pan Bonk? Yes, yep. Excellent. Zeke says, yeah, I want to know what that is right now. Time to forge.
I do not blame him. A good edge weapon here, a good Sid weapon, heck, even like a God Hand here would be interesting.
All right, chat, let's play a game. What's Forge? I want to see your guesses.
Yeah, well, what's our guess for Forge here? We got Rydia on the bench, we got Yong on the bench.
Chat always asks for scrap metal, by the way. There it is.
we do have Eddie, so it could be like a Loki's harp too. Which would be great for Zeke, actually, but...
Okay, what is it with me on commentary and the
Flandango? Yeah.
Yes. Alright, so we get the dessert stick.
Can anybody even use it
It's
here?
not good. No. That is a Kane Cecil shared weapon, and it's not good.
Oh.
It has similar attack stat to, I want to say something like a silver sword. It's not good.
Okay. Good news is we did see Mirasames in the there, so at least our prize is 2 very good swords for edge.
Yes, and with all that money that we were able to get from that treasure, from Eblin, those 2 crystal swords, actually able to afford that shop. Really great value there. The flan sword is just a funny one. It's the dessert stick, by the way. Really good against jellies. So if you want to go hunting pink puffs, and you had someone that could wear it, but yeah.
Tower key, you know, we found a required boss.
So Zeke will eventually end up doing this because he has the pan. The pan is going to send Zeke to Fabul, which he faded, do defense, and then do the pan turn and get the tower key. Even if darkness shows up, he's going to want to, I think, chase that tower key before he finishes his seed. But what happens here is, it depends on what the tower key gives, because that could just change that could just change the routing, essentially. So this is kind of an interesting point for our runners.
Yeah, power shirt and the freebie there. Sork robes in the defense here. Our runners just flushed with cash here, and for those of us who Charm Rods. Well, we have two. Never mind. We have two. Stardust already. Yeah. Speaking of, for everybody who didn't show up before, that free enterprise raid, did you not one but two crystal swords in Emblem Castle? Bye.
Yep, 2 crystal swords. Zeke saw one of them, said, "Nah, I don't need that." Said no to it. Got the second one. I almost thought he was going to throw it away because he threw away some stuff in his inventory after that first crystal sword. But Baymarch bosses. 1 sparkle on the left, 1 required dark imps on the right. We were just talking about how gross the dark imps can be down here.
Completely required Feymarch. Wow.
Is that Ogopogo?
That's Ogopogo.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, we've got a party rock up there on the key there, but again, that's an Ogopogo in the Leviathan spot, and let's just remind our runners here, Atella is our white mage.
Yeah, we have no white mage. Absolutely no white mage, and we have not found the Cure 3s.
Chopdorf is a probate lawyer today, by the by.
Always need some of them. Yeah. Yep.
Roddy takes a look at the back of Tamra. Oh, hey.
Yeah,
cat claws. Get those cat claws.
So Zeke is definitely going to be interested in these. Dark Imps has the tools to take them. Might still have some coffins. Maybe has an hourglass. But that Ogopogo, he's got 10 coffins. That Ogopogo, I think he's just going to have to come back.
Yeah. Roddy did kind of hover over that Sylph drop in the back of Tamra there. Again, maybe at this point, we have access to scrambled eggs. Is this the point where if you don't like your healing? Oh, nice hourglasses in Tamra, by the by. But if you don't think you like your healing there, are you willing to put your trust in possibly in the Sorority at this point?
It's certainly a possibility. I mean, in most cases, 66% of the time, you get a healing spell out of it. Honestly, even getting the life spell out of Ashura sometimes in some situations, like in this spot with Zeke's party, if either you pick people up or you heal everybody, actually both sides would be pretty useful. I don't know. I don't hate it. I also don't hate the idea of just trying to take on some eggs now. With the pan, you're kind of incentivized to try to get towards 10 key items. It's always a little difficult, though, on these flags. But, yeah, it's just kind of pretty difficult choices in front of our runners right now.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be heading to the overworld anyway to, go to the Tower of Wishes for anyway. But,
yes.
Again, I'm just looking at this, and especially Zeke, who has been keeping that Tella down, so is basically going through this with no white magery.
Right, just a white shirt, speaking of white mages, from the Dark Imps, but that was required. Half of that required Feymarch. The other half,
yeah, the other half is required, and I don't want any piece of it here. We do have
required Ogopogo. Yeah, chat pointed out that there might be a Moonveil sort of hovering out there somewhere, but even with the Moonveil, you still have to keep up healing against Ogopogo.
I mean, at that point, you can't berserk, but I mean, you have the Cure 3s, you can just shrug off the, oh, Moonveil was top of tower, we both missed that, okay.
Okay, got it. I mean, it's still useful, it's still very, very useful. And since Rowdy Sniper just kind of had that immediate tower play, pretty incentivized to just go ahead and keep it and then keep going, but... Alright, pass out of Luca. Warp glitch is on in this flag set, by the way, so Zeke might do Dwarf Castle and Warp to get that pass, but he won't see what this boss is if he does that. And it's Leviathan. Not required.
Well, that's not required. Again, as you said, Warp glitch is on, so yeah, that's just gonna... It's incentive to go do Dwarf.
I love the check. I love, just going ahead and doing it to see the boss. If one of your required bosses is there and you spike it, it's really huge. But yeah, recognizing that the warp glitch is on just says, nah, I'll go ahead and warp glitch my way to that pass instead. Go do Dwarf. I do think Rowdy's play to do the Feymarch last might play more to his benefit. Especially if he fades it initially, he might have some incentive to. I do know some runners like to not really go down that Fey March unless you're kind of running out of stuff to do or are capable of taking on the Fey March. Now, of course, there's always a chance that there's just a Darkness Crystal sitting down there, so it's kind of spooky to do it, but yeah, definitely a little bit of divergence because of that tower key play and not going to the Fey March immediately for Rowdy Roddy Sniper.
Yep, Dwarf 1 is either D-Lunars or Plague, both which should be trivial to our runners here.
Where are the Cure 3s hiding, by the way?
I mean, we really haven't seen that many item shops be checked.
That's true. That's true.
We've seen the gated ones here, but
elixirs, by the way, I saw Zeke hover over that elixir for a moment. Don't work on enemies the way that you would want them to. Ooh, fires come out. Yeah, Zeke's gonna have to reset, unfortunately. Just, I think maybe not healed up enough going into that fight.
I did see Roddy pull up a tent there, but oh yeah, it was going for a tent. Wasn't there healed up? Roddy did pull up a tent there. Here comes the second quake, so there goes them. I mean, again, we had no white mages other than Tello, which means we were guaranteed Cure 3 somewhere on the blue plamp. I know we weren't to Agart, either Troya 1. Don't think we saw anybody park at Silvera. Yeah, there's a bunch of item shops out there remaining unchecked.
Yeah, they'd probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they're sitting in either Silvera or Kaipo, two pretty out-of-the-way shops. And I don't blame our runners for going now and saying, I'm going to put off getting those Cure 3s because there's a chance I can just get them underground anyways, and I've got the power I need to get through my immediate checks.
Elements on the second fight there. One thing I did miss is I did not see the summon list that came up for Rydia. I didn't see all of it, at least. I did see Leviathan, which again might not really a thing, because since if you pick her up, you're probably going to want to be using her as your heal and not your offense here, especially those Bacchus wines here. Yeah, gonna Bacchus up with Zeke here and just get swinging those double Mirasames there.
Now, the D-Lunars do have a counter script. When you physically fight them, they'll put up a wall and start bouncing viruses. Between the flames and the viruses, the Quake is going to come out, the punches are coming out. We are doing a lot of damage. Do need these D-Lunars to drop, though. I still think the viruses might be enough to be a trouble here. Yeah, they both go down. Very well done.
And only a gold apple from King Giat there. So, and Rowdy Roddy Sniper, I don't think checked that item shop there and is going to walk out of here with no Bacchus to his name, unfortunately.
Was he the one who ran in, bought 20 Bacchus, and then went to do the boss?
I think that was Zeke, actually. That was Zeke
okay.
There.
Yeah, the Bacchus are, especially without a white mage, Bacchus are honestly huge because they're... When you buy Bacchus, you're kind of like buying a piece of a white mage, right? You're buying one of the spells you really lean on white mages for. But yeah, Rowdy Roddy Sniper now going to head down the Fey March, get the very, very bad news of what's lying in wait down here. Also going to have to, I think, put that Ogopogo off. I know chat's pointing out that there's a Moonveil on his side, but even if you Moonveil and Bacchus, assuming that he has them, you still need somebody else to be alive to actually heal the Moonveiled wearer, and that might be a tall order right now.
I mean, you could theoretically just, Bacchus the Edge, or Moonveil the Edge, not Bacchus him, just hold A and Cure 3 whenever you need to.
That is a viable way through. Would need Cure 3s, though.
Yeah, that is kind of a sticking point. I saw a few, but again, Zeke going to be probably pretty happy about picking up this pass here in the... and actually he's going to save a little bit of time unless he does decide to go check that Luca key eventually with Leviathan there. And again, Roddy just getting the news here saying Dark Imps, well, that's good. We'll just take care of those. And I can assume there's definitely like, well, I really hope it isn't what I think it is.
Yeah, at the very least, I would feel somewhat secure if I were in either of these runners' shoes to think that upon seeing that Ogopogo, I would be thinking, okay, my opponent also has to deal with this. It's disgusting. My opponent probably also can't take the sun right now unless maybe they have, you know, Rydia with Ashura and I don't know what else. So like they can at least have a little bit of assurance knowing like, okay, this is gross, but my opponent also has to do it. My opponent also has to figure out how to do it with this kind of, with what the tools we've been given.
Yep. Meanwhile, we are going to see Sheila 1 and 2 come up here with that pan check that's been a little bit in turning in here. Though to be fair, I guess that adamant rock off the pan bonk wasn't too bad here.
Yep, this is Zeke's first step into Fabul. Gonna get the fabled one Fabul dip. Gonna do Fabul defense and then able to do Sheila 1 and 2 all in one go. We know the tower key is here. That'll send him towards the tower after this. And given the arrangement of key items and what Rowdy Roddy Sniper's done so far, I don't think it's actually gonna change too much about routing or timing for either of them. And yeah. Meanwhile, yeah. Ogopogo looms.
Yeah, kind of interesting that Roddy actually never did turn in that rat tail to get that pan here. Is I believe with everything extra that could possibly come off that, we would be sniffing that 10 key items here. I believe so.
That'd be unfortunate if he's left that pan up in the overworld. Okay, tower key for Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, also that Earth Crystal just sitting there, just like, get a blue moon treasure here. You want some extra stuff?
Yeah. I like putting it off immediately because you just kind of want to clear up some of your underworld stuff, underground stuff. Sees that Ogopogo, says, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm out.
Which is the exact correct response there. Ogo, no thanks. Sheila 2 has darkness, so that pan's gonna have to get turned in eventually. I missed Sheila 1, by the by. Though base somewhat lit up, it was not a key item.
Yeah, that looks like that pan gonna be required from that rat tail that came very early on in the seed, giving Zeke now access to darkness and most importantly, a D-machine grind.
I get a little twitchy whenever I look at this and say, well, okay, it's 55 minutes in. And while I believe it is likely the play here because you're just going to need a lot of stuff to deal with that Ogopogo, and yeah, a D-machine grind is probably the most expedient way to do so. Part of me is just like, ugh.
Okay, so if you're Zeke, you get Earth Crystal out of this, right, after doing a tower. You've got 9 key items. Are you running towards Zot for that 10th key item? For a chance at it?
I think I'm chasing the Earth Crystal, yes.
Yeah. And then we just gotta hope for a 10th key item. That would make the D-machine simple. Let's say we don't get a 10th key item, though, out of that. Where's your mind going to be about how you want to finish out, more of the seed, or the moon being available to you, that Ogo's down there? Do you take a 9 key item grind? Do you start doing some of the moon? Where would you be heading?
That's kind of a little bit more of an interesting one there, because actually, if I get that 10th key item, I'm just actually not doing D-machines there. I believe they did both pick up sirens. Yeah, they did both pick. Oh well, it didn't look like Sniper picked up any sirens there, but yeah, 10 key items. I just go mash some eggs there, and should be a little bit faster than D-machines at that point. But
now there is always that shot at bosses up on the giant. There's only 2 of them. Yeah, and the element spot has an incredible pile of hit points to get through in order to see the CPU spot, but yeah, the eggs certainly I think are a good way to get through. You do still, if you have a slingshot preserved, that might be something on Zeke's mind for D-machine here, but
he has just remembered that the rat tail exists and is dropping it off, and I don't blame them because I like dropping it off I do like dropping that off and coming back in for potential pink tail, even though we know that's not the case up here. But, it's always nice to think about if you just only drop in there once.
Ah, it was an Avenger, which is not a weapon we can use. It's a dart.
It's a dart, yep.
So Blitz, by the way, does not deal enough damage to kill the back dolls here. Quake is queued up and okay, does go out. We will not see the big doll.
I wanted to see the big doll.
I mean, it would have been fun. I don't think Zeke would have really liked it.
Oh, probably
kind
not.
of make him spend a lot more time up there, but...
Yeah, so Roddy is about to get the news about the pan here with that rat tail. Probably going to grumble a little bit as he immediately likely goes back to do the bonk, pick up the adamant rock, and then we're pretty much back on equity here between our runners. There's, I mean, Zeke is going to get that earth crystal here, and I guess the play is, you know, darkness and earth in hand. Is Zod or the moon at this point?
Yeah, the only difference really between our runners now is Rowdy Roddy Sniper having that tower key earlier from not having faded Fabul defense, and also Rowdy Roddy Sniper unfortunately not having picked up that pan from the rat tail. You know, that rat tail could have been anything. You know, for it to be exactly the pan is going to feel a little bit bad, but you know, it doesn't always play out that way. So you just kind of shake it off. He's going to head up Zot now. Maybe we'll get a treasury check? Yeah, we sure will.
Yeah, we're definitely getting a treasury check.
Well, here's a pile of things we've already seen so far.
Another Bahamut. Protect Ring's nice. There's a life stick. Another silent stick for white mages we don't have.
That's like the extra Sork Robe, the extra Bahamut, the extra, was it a white spear? I don't know, it's something. Extra Stardust Rod. Extra Murasame.
I mean, not for Roddy, because Roddy hasn't done Forge yet, so that Murasame is fresh and new. Artibo, black belts, yeah. Even though we have 2 power shirts. I mean, in most other seeds, that'd be a perfectly legitimate treasury, but on this one, it's stuff we already had /10.
Yeah, it just happened to be. It just happened to be a bunch of stuff we've already picked up. It could have been any number of other things, but that's okay. Artibows can be pretty handy. Redust Stardust Rod's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm never mad to see more darts, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, Zeke did fade that treasury, and I don't think he's any less for fading that treasury, actually.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's a very, very, very reasonable fade, just given that there's not much our runners are going to find to upgrade this exact team at this point. And that is a Demus at Zot 1. In Red Moon Flags, that would be a key item. In this one, the Demus is just kind of, she's just kind of chilling.
You know, I got really happy to see Demus for a little bit, and then I'm like, oh yeah, and then he brought me back down to Earth. It's like, yeah, we're still in Blue Moon here, and I'm like, well, fine.
Yeah, I brought you back down to Earth, because we're up at Zot right now. Yeah, it makes sense. By the way, where is Zot? I always ask this. Is it just like floating above where we can't see it?
You know, it's got to be at this point, or it's, you know, like that, you know, kind of like the ring around like Babil there. I mean, you know, we've combed the world forever and still just cannot find Zod.
Well, Zeke also cannot find a Quake that will land, as that Demus just says, nah, I'm
He wanted to one cycle so hard.
I know. Demus here, just bringing my brain back to a couple of seeds I've had without the free key item, where, yeah, my favorite is always you end up having to run up to Zot 1 to find Demus, to then turn that in to get the Earth Crystal. And then that leads to your further underground, like that gates your underground access. That's always a very funny one to me.
Yeah, I didn't think about giving Sid that Artibo, but yeah, let's give Sid that Artibo. Get another back row swing out of the way here, and you keep your tele. So yeah, that Artibo is actually going to pay off pretty well for Rowdy Roddy Sniper here.
Honestly, Artibo and any decent arrows Artie obviously best, but Samurai, even Charm and Mute would do it. Artie Bow plus decent arrows makes Sid a pretty okay Zerker. Not amazing, but functional.
Better than what he usually is.
Yes. All right, pig meta. Are these white ears?
Those look like
I don't remember what that can. I don't remember what that can be, but that does, there is the only specific set of bosses.
I think that might be Dr. Luge. Maybe?
No, Dr. Luge is pineapple. That's
Oh,
the pineapple,
yes.
the white and yellow. Okay, we've got Baigan. I want to say the white ears means there's red in the sprite, maybe? I don't know. We have a nice Scala Kitty and Ribbon Quest have done some of the groundwork, and Ribbon Quest put together a nice little graphic for us about like because the pig sprite is related to the boss sprite in that location. And since you can't see the boss because it's just mist, you kind of get to play this guessing game of what the boss is.
I gotta answer the door real quick. I will be right back.
All right. Meanwhile, we're gonna get dueling Baigans here. Runners really want this to be a 10th key item, or Zeke certainly wants this to be a 10th key item. I think Rowdy Roddy Sniper would love to see Darkness. Unfortunately, we know it's behind that pan. And yeah, as chat's pointing out for Sid, Artemis Bow and Samurai or Artemis Arrows are definitely Sid's best loadout for circuit damage. Alright, that's a 10th key item, that's a package. That's also, kind of gross. Package does get a boss behind something like a 2-minute check overall. To do all of it anyways.
But it is that 10th key item.
Yeah, very happy to see it. Heads immediately underground, has that pile of sirens in his hands, and says, yeah, it's time to crack some eggs.
Yeah, it is time to crack all the eggs here. Gonna stay with the party here as is. 14 sirens on double XP should be plenty here. How much damage is Edge? Okay, yeah, he's fine.
Chat asking about where that pig resource is. I want to say we shared it in League General, I want to say, but after I broadcast here, I can go look, see where it is, and probably pinned. We might have put it in it might have been some restream chat. I don't know. I can't remember at the exact moment, but we've definitely, yeah, I want to say it was League General in our Discord, which, by the way, we have a Discord. Especially for you YouTube folks who I know, we love you. We know you don't have access to Twitch chat watching these broadcasts. We have a Discord. Link in our description. Definitely come check us out. It has even some references, like if you want to know when runners are going to be doing races and whatnot, you can just find that in our Discord. It's a good reason to go there. And then this pig meta sprite that we've put together, I want to say is in our League General chat. Might instead be League spoilers. We've got a category of those channels in the Discord.
Yep, so it looks like Zeke is going to be up most of a grind there. Rowdy Roddy Sniper is going to run over there. Has to know almost exactly where that Darkness Crystal is, and then there will be a complete key item parity headed for the moon. Zeke, oh yes, no, Rowdy Roddy Sniper is totally going to turn in that extremely disappointing Super Smith here.
Super disappointing weapon, but the forge shop gonna be pretty okay. Might buy another Murasame. Though it's kind of interesting that between Ninja and Murasame, it's like it's not actually exactly clear when one is better than the other. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say there are glass hats in there too, and this, I mean, your non-Yang and Sid are kind of squishy there, so yeah, glass hats might not be a terrible investment if you got an Edward or a Palom here. So I don't think we really got much in the way of caster hats.
I wish we'd had a spoon, because I was going to say, hear me out. You sell everything, literally everything, and you buy like 10 gold apples.
Okay, so get Spoonward to about 2,500 hit points. And,
yeah.
You know what, I can get behind that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe better to do that on, I don't know, like, Tella at this point for Zeke, but... But yeah, a Spoonward who has all the health. It would be great. But we don't have the spoon, so...
No, we don't, and we maybe wish there... I mean, are you feeling froggy enough at 4 out of 7 bosses, knowing where your 5th one is? Are you feeling froggy enough to just potentially head there and check that package, or are you just going to face check the moon at this point?
Were it me, I would be doing my grind. I'd probably be shopping for Cure 3s at this point, if, you know, because I'm not committed to Rydia, because I know I'm going to need them to finish the seed off anyways, and then I would want to kill Ogopogo and then face check moon bosses. Package is like another face check, it's just much longer than the rest of the moon, so I like putting it off. There are a number of bosses we still need to find, though. We need to find 2 of 3, essentially. We do know that Ogopogo is just looming at the Leviathan spot in the Fey March. With these parties that don't have a white mage.
Ogopogo says it is good to be the king, apparently.
Yeah, sure is. It's so thematic, too, that Ogopogo is just the Canadian alternate of Leviathan. So sort of some flavor of vanilla, if you want to put it that way.
Ooh, no grind, or Rowdy Roddy Sniper is putting down at Mysidia and summoning the whale here.
So both runners did do Zots. They both should have that package, right? And then that's 10 key items. And this might be a D machine for Rowdy Roddy Sniper.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it turns into... yeah, D machine. Even if you did pick up Rydia, then it's only like 3 and 3, I believe, since Rydia is in the tower.
Rydia is in the tower, and Edward for Rowdy Roddy Sniper is also in the tower. Didn't find a spoon. We're not going to take Edward, I'm pretty sure, but that Rydia, maybe.
Zeke's been praying for that spoon this entire seed here. Oh, no, not even doing that. Just taking a nap, and Zeke is also done with that grind and says round 2 Ogopogo, let's go.
I would love to see Zeke transition for a moment here, put the cursed ring on maybe the Palom, who's going to have difficulty contributing to the Ogo fight anyways. Well, okay, I guess he's got Nukan Palom. Maybe it's like the Sid, just so that you can get that Tela to a place where he can, you know, function as a white mage, just for this fight at least.
Meanwhile, Roddy has went back to the tower, been Sid, and picked up that Rydia here. So yeah, I would assume that is a very likely D machines coming up here in Roddy's future here. And is actually just going right to the Moon Crystal, actually, so I have no clue what I'm talking about, apparently.
All right, well, we'll see where he's going. Zeke, in the meanwhile, I think all eyes going to be on this Ogopogo fight. I'm very fascinated to see how this is going to go. Nuke, very powerful. Ogopogo still counters direct magic with the 10% Blaze, which is ice element, because reasons, which is kind of annoying when we don't have healing. You can reflect with Star Veil instead, but reflecting is pretty tricky when your reflect target may just die from a punch. So this is not at all free. And let's see how he wants to take this.
Might actually be thinking here, I have a pass in hand. I can come back for that Ogopogo whenever I want. So let's actually just assume I've got him already, and that's required at K value here. I was kind of wondering, right? Sniper does have a very small amount of sirens, and could actually, I do believe, also has hourglasses, and could be thinking possibly gold dragons.
So there's a lot going on here right now. Zeke on the right, dealing with this Ogopogo direct nukes. Blazes are coming out. Gonna have to keep up with this healing somehow. Meanwhile, Rowdy Roddy Sniper actually has the tools, I believe, to handle this. Has a mute dagger. Has time to set up, guard all the way over, or maybe even use the Moon Veil, but guard over to Tela, set up some blinks. But Moon Veil can be perfectly functional here. Just get a wall onto Ashura and a Bacchus into Edge's mouth directly, and this fight, it will be doable. I love the low-level fight here.
Yeah, with that Moon Veil there, all you really do need to do at this point is just use Tela to send that wall over Asura's way, chug your Bacchus, and congratulations, you win.
Yeah, meanwhile, Cure 4 not doing what we need with a Cursed Tela, and the damage output from Ogo is just... Oh, yes! Barely gets through, says, you know what, I'm just gonna... This is a planned Q, but it's Ogo instead. Gets through. Very well done, Zeke. And gets a Bahamut for his troubles. Yeah.
Life step on Tella over Rowdy Roddy snipers, and I'm kind of thinking that's actually much better that Quake did go off for Palm, as Asura is just sending very hideous counterattacks back to the party here. Really, about the only attacks I'd really want to be taking here are just these edge swings, which the first one came out for about 9,000. That's only 7k there. That first one came out for much more.
That Tella got hit so hard, he is still losing hit points.
Yep, Yang gets hit as well here. The Cure 3 doesn't really matter who it hits.
Oh, and Rydia lives? I'm not sure that Rowdy wanted that. Maybe he did. Gets a slingshot from this location, a cool 29 levels to her name. If we've got that Bahamut still, and the Ashura and whatnot, like the Ashura orb, he does have a healer that's online.
Yeah, Roddy. The thing is, I don't know. Hey, new dart. But anyway, yeah, I did see the Bahamut orb still in Roddy's possession there. I don't know. To get Ashura, I haven't seen any other Ashuras other than what might have been at from the 5 free ones you get at Dwarf Castle. I know Leviathan was a part of them, so we know that one's there, but really, I'm not going to see it unless... and you know what? The big thing that's really bugging me here is I see a Soma drop in both of their inventories that has not went on Tella.
I think Roddy Sniper heard you. Just went ahead and just, you know...
gave Rydia that apple, too. So, yeah. Gonna be picking up caster gear here, at least what we have of it.
Now, I'm not sure, he might not have wanted Rydia to get that experience if he was still thinking about a slingshot D-Machine, but we do know Sirens are down the hook route, so we can always just head over there, pick some up. But yeah, Rowdy Sniper says, I ain't afraid of the moon or no ghost. Let's just go.
The big thing there, and man, might want to step on a heel pad or something there, or get in a bed there.
Yep. Yeah, something we honestly don't see very often in the Crystal Palace here. On the left, you get the free hit point heal. On the right, you get the free MP heal.
Yep, and while you might think that's kind of redundant with the Lunar Whale just sitting right outside, do remember that it is a quality of life free enterprise change that allows you to land the whale on the rocks right outside the Lunar Palace. Otherwise, you have to go through those, 2 lunar paths, and nobody wants to run through those right now.
Yeah, I remember when I first started playing this game, I didn't really realize until maybe like a month later, I was just like, wait, you can just land? You can just land in front of the palace? It was a nice quality of life change. Fast forward to me playing the Pixel Remaster, by the way, like some years later. I've been in this community, I think, a couple of years now.
You totally tried to land in front of the Lunar Palace,
yes, absolutely did. And failed miserably. Then had to go, oh crap, wait, which way do I go now? How do I walk the lunar path?
Just remember, just start at hair dryers and, you're good.
Yeah, actually, pretty much. All right, Murasame Alter Chuck for Roddy Sniper. It is Keinatsu. Smoon so far is not very kind. I'm just going to put that out there.
I agree. I would be very tempted just to let sleeping turtles lie.
I am instead going to be extremely nervous. So the Thunderclaws are great while the wave is up for Keinatsu. We are going to get out some pretty good damage before that wave comes out, but we need to get a heal onto Edge or he's going to die. So
I'm not even figuring that any of the others are going to live through it. And oh no, that I can confirm, at least I'm seeing Rydia's spell list there, that Ashura was not part of the free 5.
Yeah, I remember chat kind of pointing that out too. And Yang, the only one standing. Oh no, Palin lives. Palin lives, gonna fire off a virus. Knows that all this spot is gonna do now is send out waves before hiding in the shell. Just needs to deal the damage.
The question is, I mean, I know Yang's got that Thunderclaw and all, but can Yang get through hiding inside the shell phase?
Yang by himself, maybe not, but Yang plus the Palin ought to be able to do it. With the Quake.
I'm just saying a weak wave might it's still queued up, might be bad for Palom here.
It's Remedy instead.
Okay.
Now we're gonna get 2 punches per 1 remedy, and it's not really enough. It kind of is, I think, but we need to do a lot more damage, so Palom probably best off casting Quake. Ice 3, if we had it, would be the best.
We do have Ice 3, I believe. I saw Fire 3, Ice 3. Didn't have Lit 3
so
yet.
that's the spell to charge right now.
Yep.
Otherwise, we're not going to outdo... Okay, we're going to pick up Radiant cast Blarg. Blarg will also do it.
Yep. Meanwhile, run into a little bit of okay, yeah. Oh man, you got Eddie throwing 648 damage spells here, but again, Zeke having a little bit of trouble here with this Ashura as well. So everything kind of grinded a little bit to a halt here.
Yeah, Ashura is not very nice. Now is a mage and is weak to being punched by Mute Dagger Murasame. However, this running theme of not having a white mage is really causing a lot of troubles for both of our runners here.
So here comes out the Blarg. So this should... Oh, man.
Yeah, Image on Edge would actually, chat's pointing out, Image on Edge would go a long way here.
Yep.
Getting up a blink, but I think Zeke's just thinking, I'm dealing like near 9,000 a swing. I just want her dead, and able to take her down.
My, that's a huge reward for going through that Kanyatso fight. That's a Baron key. And again, with Zeke possibly in face check mode, if nothing comes of this moon here, that is a very huge key item right now, possibly.
Now, I don't remember us pointing out the Baigan spot as notable. Do you remember what it was?
I do not, I believe. I remember somebody saying it might have been, now I kind of feel the need to go look here. I will be right back.
I think I feel like we would have called it out if it was one of these bosses, so I don't think it is, but there's still 2 other bosses. Yeah, okay. Oh, chat's putting out it was a Sparkle. Okay, so it had potential before, but now it's probably just, what, D-Lunars or Plague?
It's all D-Lunars. It's exactly Plague.
So
yeah.
It's Plague then. Okay. So, oh yeah, that's right. D-Lunars were Dwarf 1. So, yeah, but the CPU and Alt Gauntlet could actually both be behind that Baron key. That would be disgusting, but there's a world. There's a world.
There's definitely a world. Elixirs in the Hummingway shop. Not exactly Cure 3s, but,
considering how rich these runners are, Elixir would be pretty tempting to me. I'm not gonna lie. I might buy as many as I could afford.
Oh yeah, I would sell the farm for Elixirs right now.
I would have also been honestly very happy to see Illusions as well.
Yes, that would be also great there. I mean, I was really hoping for just Cure 3s, but...
Yeah, that would have been nice. But really between Bacchus, Illusions, Cure 3s, maybe even Elixirs, you can kind of buy your way to a White Mage in Free Enterprise.
Yeah, White Mages are served in a can, sometimes expensive, but yes, in a can.
I want to say in ye olden days that you might be more familiar with Night Dew as someone who's been around the community a bit longer than I. Weren't like those consumables cheaper to buy? Maybe like the illusions or whatnot. I feel like there was more of a meta of buying out your White Mage power instead of actually having them. Is that true?
Definitely like things like Bacchus, Sirens. I mean, Sirens were 200 GP a shot instead of the 2,000, like the 4,000 they are now.
Wow.
Seriously, people were buying stacks of like 99 Sirens. It was it was the Wild West there for that.
Oh,
but yeah, but I believe Cure 3s have gone up very small or fairly untouched there. I know they reduced the price of some summons there because the meta was also, hey, you got a Bahamut Orb? That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's fair. Zeke, meanwhile, seeing that turtle at the Murasame altar, and he says no. I'm going to face check bosses. Very reasonable to do. We just need one of 2 bosses here. Not going to take that fight on. Just going to maybe reset up. I don't know if he set up before that fight. And then going to run down the LST at this point.
Yeah, Roddy's just taking these more because, hey, XP is XP here. We targeted the absolutely wrong person you wanted there. But again, this Dark Elf is pretty free.
By the way, the gumption to take a like mid-30s party with no white mage and just say, I'm gonna run the LST, I love it. I absolutely love to see it.
Question is, they just gonna kill this guy before that weak charging on Tello gets off here.
Edge was a good target for that punch. Anybody else might have died. Weak goes off, next punch is gonna go out. Dark Elf losing the boss bit and the Dark Dragon form for, you know, whatever reason. Vanilla bug, I suppose. But yeah, able to take advantage of that and get through.
Yep, another 110k for this party, which is 3 to 4 levels across the group, except for Tella, who got 7. But we've got a curse string for that, so no worries there. But anyway, we get another Artie bow, so not much in the tangible item rewards here for that. But we are down to only 3 boss slots left down here on the LST that could actually be Zeke's go mode here.
Yeah, and again, both Rowdy Roddy Sniper and Zeke did that Zot check, should both have that package. So for Rowdy Roddy Sniper, he's really only looking for the Twin Harp as an extra key item. He has every other boss like location available to him, but yeah, like you were saying, Night Dude kind of had incentive to still take on that boss just because 10k item bosses on the moon and will be his grind essentially.
It's not a bad grind.
No, not at all.
We do get the contents of the White Spear room, which is
Octomam swimming in the lunar subterrane.
I mean, here it is lovely this time of year. I mean, we're at the end of summer. I mean, get your last swims in here. But Zeke wants nothing to do with that face check and heads into the
Antlion.
room.
Antlion, the ribbon room. How about no?
Antlion in his natural habitat on the moon.
How about just so much no?
And even Roddy says no to that one.
Don't blame him.
So now, moment of truth here again. We're gonna go see the Masamune altar here, and if it's not, we've got a more interesting race here.
Octomam swimming in the lunar subterranean also, by the way, sounds to me like a, oh, was that a pause? Okay, it's Luke.
Okay,
almost thought that was the Alt Gauntlet.
I mean, I would have loved the Alt Gauntlet here.
That would have been amazing.
Have your Alt Gauntlet and no White Mage. Good luck.
I think our runners might have found a way to do anything else, like the rest of the seed, if that happened to be the Alt Gauntlet. Yeah. Maybe though. It's just getting through the red dragons without a white mage, without cure 3s, without. Thankfully, it's not a world we have to really think about.
Yep, and Roddy takes that reset there, and with everything checked and a Baron key in hand, is it time to leave? And yep, we're going to tell a spell menu. Roddy is jettisoning from the moon.
Yeah, this is a spot now where hopefully he is left. He will leave a save. I think ideally you leave a save at the bottom of the lunar subterranean, just in case you have to go get a Twin Harp from there. That save is sanctioned, and then otherwise now it's time to run to Zot. Sorry, time to run to Baron. Do those checks. Do the package. Just do everything that's left hanging. Run to the Giant, because we really just need to find one of these bosses. And then if all of that is a whiff, you can leave that save in the lunar subterranean and then head all the way back there, because that means you'd have to take on some of the moon bosses to find the Twin Harp to finish the suit. Though, actually, it actually can't be that, right? Because Twin Harp is a boss, can't get anything else. So yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, our path has to be through Baron or the package or the Giant.
Yeah, and we have divergence again. Zeke says Giant. Roddy with that Baron key says, let's go to Baron instead.
Yeah, makes sense. Rowdy killing that turtle at the Marsame altar, getting the Baron key as his reward, highly incentivized to go make that check, whereas Zeke does not have that Baron key. Doesn't know where it is, knows it's likely somewhere in the lunar subterranean, doesn't know which spot. Many of those bosses look pretty gross to fight, says, I'll take my gamble to the Giant, thank you and please.
Yeah, this has been one heck of a rude seed, honestly, at least when we got to the moon here, so well done, Smitey.
Yeah, well done indeed. By the way, chat asking, where was the Canadian Nope Rope? The Canadian Nope Rope took on the king ownership of the Leviathan spot in the Feymarch, said, no, I'm the real Leviathan. I'm the real king here.
Yep, John asking, do our runners have hourglasses? And I will say, I know Roddy has them. I don't know if Zeke has them.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm not sure, but that's that plague. We knew that this Baggin spot is plague. So yeah, the question's gonna be which bosses are in Baron, and does it give a twin heart maybe?
Wait a minute. Remember you called the beginning of the seed here. It's just my onesie.
Oh right, I said I said CPU into Ogopogo. Could be vanilla CPU. That would be the better alternative between an alt gauntlet and CPU, to be honest.
65k orbs.
I know, me too. Instead, we get 65k of Mylon and his friends.
Yeah, which means all that 100-some K of this spot is actually being used, or most of it at least.
Yeah, these zombies are they're pretty healthy. If Rowdy Sniper finds his way up here, that Bahamut would actually see pretty functional use.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Naga Sisters on the Baron throne, not what we're looking for. Super susceptible to just Quake or Blarg.
Yep.
But otherwise, yeah, not the boss we wanted.
Well, I mean, there still is a possible future here where that Twin Harp is still necessary. So if, Twin Harp's in the trash can and our other boss is on the Baron throne, or sorry, on the Baron basement throne, we could still have required music.
Oh yeah, well, music could be. Yes,
well,
if one of our bosses is here, like in the Odin throne, yeah, if one of our bosses is in Baron Castle, and then we get the Twin Harp from Baron, and the Twin Harp has the other boss, it's not required music, but it's required Baron. Yeah.
Although at that point, do you just not check music and start taking a little bit more of a grind because, well, the monster I guess here.
Yeah, I think the world we could see music though, where we have a required but not hard required music, because Baron gives the Twin Harp. Baron doesn't have either of our bosses, and then the Giant has the other boss, or like maybe the package. Nope, just a sad ruby.
The saddest of rubies.
You could go wake the piggy up if you want.
Yeah, you could. I mean, hey, with this party, you might need that HP MP regeneration.
Go bring the piggy the Flandango you found. Give the piggy the dessert stick.
Yeah, sure.
You earned it. All right, what's in the Odin throne?
I know Edge is.
It is the alt gauntlet. That is a blue robe.
Oh.
Rowdy Sniper has found Go mode from the turtle at the Murasame altar, giving the Baron key, heading him here towards his Go mode. Is CPU vanilla? We really need that for Zeke for this to be a race right now. Oh right, Rowdy Sniper still has to do Ogo. He's set up for it though. He's got the levels, but it's gonna be time. It's gonna be time.
And again, this C fight is not going to be free for either our runners.
No. This is a very scary C fight.
Wisely, however, putting that mute dagger on that Edge there, so Edge can just start one-shotting these conjurers, hopefully. Oh, got in the back row, that's why.
Yeah, okay. If you're set up at battle speed 3, or if you're pretty good with your run buffers, you can hit the conjurers before they even summon anything and save a little bit of time, but you'd have to kind of be set up for that. So yeah, I think he's just going to hold A here. Actually, yeah, holding A being good enough, not doing any other menuing. Okay, that's good to know, actually. So most of these are conjurers from the Feymarch. And they are going to die.
And we have vanilla CPU!
That is vanilla CPU. Wow, ooh, we have quite a race here. I actually think this This puts Zeke in the lead, doesn't it?
This definitely favors Zeke here, especially that now Roddy is getting a little bit of a grind here, but again, Roddy probably needs a little bit more, especially for, again, a no white mage Z here. But the question is, if you're Zeke, it's at the point where it's like, do I go up to the moon, sell the farm, get as many elixirs as I can carry, look for those cure 3s? Because Tella alone is just not going to do it. And I don't think they have the DPS to really, yeah, especially with no spoon on that Eddy there. Doesn't really have the DPS to squeeze through. Might actually bin that Eddy for an actual anchor, I guess.
Yeah, you could go that way for sure. And honestly, I'm still kind of interested in the the apples from the Ford shop. Buy as many of those as you can and feed them to Tella. That's also kind of a somewhat viable-ish way through this. And you use Tella as that white mage, but yeah, another option is really to just do a little bit of shopping. Go to Silvera, go to Kaipo. Those might be the only two shops we haven't seen. As soon as we find the Cure 3s, we should be pretty good to go to take that Zemus on.
I think we're a little paused here, actually.
Yeah, I think our feed is frozen a little.
Okay, there we go. We're back now, and Roddy is heading straight to make some eggs here, which is actually probably exactly the play. Again, I like Roddy's team better here. Just Yong over that Eddy, who never realized that spoon dream.
Yeah, so Roddy gonna finish off a little bit of a grind and then has to take on Ogopogo. This is why Zeke is favored at the moment, because we happen to find two different paths to go mode here, which is super, super hype, by the way. This is incredible. But this is not free. This is not a free Zemus fight. How are our runners gonna handle this challenge?
Now, Roddy does have a slightly different answer if he can turn up an Asura really fast, but again, that's, I believe, tier 4, so I mean, it could be in an overworld shop, and but again, I would, at least if I'm Zeke, I definitely want cure 3s, but is driving the whale here to Troya, so I'm gonna guess we're going to get a peek at both of these shops here just to see what might be in them, as Roddy is dealing with some eggs here.
Yeah, Rowdy also could go the route of double reflecting nukes and finishing off, and with like darts and, you know, cane swings for supplemental damage. It might be better in a cure 3-less world, but yeah, we're just gonna go. Get your flags in chat. Zeke says, I got my pass, I got my party. I need to win this race. We are in it, we are doing it.
Definitely interesting here, and yeah, Roddy is does definitely look to be taking Rydia to nuke here. Again, like I said, does seem to have the better offensively based team here. Tella's cursed, and I believe has a ninja hat, but I believe we have a question here while we're thinking about all this.
Yep. So this is Zemus. We don't randomize where he is. As I always love to say, Big Bang at Baron Inn just would not be fun for anybody. Baron Inn 2, right? So we randomize who he is instead. There are over 570 plus sprites, almost all done by Scala Kitty at this point, some of them early on by Boardface. And so we love to ask the question of whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
Alongside all manner of other questions that kind of popped up with it about, you know, how cute the butt is does it even have a butt? I think I saw like 1 or 2 cure 3s in Zeke's inventory. That kind of sounds like a question.
Yeah, yeah, we've got an entire survey we could be asking Zemus about how his butt is. Various questions about the butt. A couple cure 3s. And maybe like an elixir, very well could be enough. We do have a lot of power and the levels, and our Zemus sprite is... this is Octavimus. This is that Zelda and like rhythm game.
Well, is this
Cadence of Hyrule?
Yeah,
thank you, Chad.
Cadence of Hyrule. There
Cadence
you go.
of Hyrule. Amazing game, by the way. Incredible music.
It's basically Crypt of the Necrodancer meets Legend of Zelda.
Yes, with Zelda music.
Yes.
And if you know Crypt of the Necrodancer and don't happen to know this game, and you know how good that music is, take that amazing music, but it's Zelda music. It's just it's such a fun game, and like you've got the kind of the overworld exploration aspect of like a traditional Zelda game, and I could go on about that game for a while. I really like it.
Done
Meanwhile,
before, and I can't believe I wasn't thinking about it right now, but you did see Edward just jump to Hideaway there.
That does preserve his health.
You could conceivably, and I have done this on the Z fight before, you could conceivably just Bacchus up Edge at this point, just let him go, pop Eddie in to throw Cure 3s or Elixirs, pop him back out for the big bangs, and you should get through this.
I think Zeke's got other plans in mind here. Neither of his... Okay.
Oh, go straight to that Elixir.
Q's out an Elixir for Tella. Edward comes back in.
Yep.
Sid guards over. Very curious what the plan is here. Cure 4 gonna go out on somebody. Big Bang is queued up. Gonna reflect a nuke. Edward's gonna hide again. I'm getting nervous. I don't think this is gonna be nerfed.
Don't think it is either. I mean, Sid and Edge should live through this, but everybody else is not guaranteed.
Yeah, not really sure what's going to happen here. I'm just going to let Zeke take the wheel here and show us how it's done. Edward's going to hide. Big Bang's coming out. I think everyone's in trouble. The Edge and Sid are very healthy and will survive. Tala and Palom are certainly, done for.
Big rolls.
Big rolls. Edward's going to come back out. And also, I do believe on Rowdy Roddy Sniper's side, I think our feed is a bit frozen again there.
Yes, it is there. We can assume that he is probably at the very least down, possibly dealing with Ogopogo by now. Does seem to want to... does seem to want to deal with... I can talk right now. Does seem to want to just reflect strats this here. It did put that veil back up almost immediately and is sending the nuke edges away there. I have not counted the damage that's been put out here.
Yeah, these are, so yeah, basically this kind of reflects strats with this Edward as hybrid. Gonna hide that Edward again. I think that the trouble here is gonna be keeping anybody healthy. We've got one elixir left. That means one party member. Yes, we throw it onto Edge, and Sid has a chance to survive. I think we're gonna nerf this. No, we're still reflecting. Okay, still reflecting nukes. We've got a couple more rounds essentially to be able to get this off. Sid is likely to go down. Palom's definitely going to go down, but we can pick Palom back up. Sid, unfortunately, just shy, does take the death. One life potion left.
Oh god, this is our last life potion. That's...
Yeah, I think Edward has to come out.
Where are we on?
That's the virus.
No.
Yeah,
that's a life, unfortunately.
Because that's the last of our life potions. Oh, I really loved the idea. I think we were very close to undamaged there, but Zeromus' script when you don't refill his hit points does black hole twice I want to say, and then has a virus script, or maybe even it's just once and then virus and then sort of repeat. But you kind of have to account for that phase that after a Big Bang he'll do virus instead, and unfortunately takes the wipe there, but says, I like my plan and I'm going to go back and I'm going to try that again. Now, Roddy's, okay, looks like we're just going to refresh Rowdy Roddy Sniper's stream. I can say, I'm kind of looking at his stream directly, that Rowdy Roddy Sniper is also headed into the Zeromus fight.
I just pulled it up myself here. We have
dueling Zeromuses.
Yep.
I did see Rowdy Roddy Sniper go take on that Ogopogo. He did finish off his eggs. I'm not sure what afterwards he might have done as far as setting up for this fight, for this white mageless fight. But yeah, both of our, okay, great. Smapedy on the ball, able to refresh that feed, and we're able to see this dueling Z fight. Everybody, this is exciting.
This is extremely exciting.
Nerve-wracking.
I just brought it up. I'm like, oh, hey, he's walking in the past door now. I'm like, oh.
Oh my god, what's gonna happen? Ah! Oh, this is great. I'm sure if I were one of these two runners, I would be, panicking.
The shakes would be happening right now. Looking at Riddy has 1,800 hit points, and while some of that may have been granted by a possible apple there, Young at 4925, so levels very similar here. Tella's still wielding that life staff. Might actually have some decent cure 4s in there. Is going to go straight to Bacchus here, so looks like Rowdy Roddy Sniper is going to do a little bit more of, I would say, more of a conventional like hybrid, I'd guess.
Yeah, I think he might have, with the 2 Zerkers and the 2 Reflect Casters, we have a lot of damage output on this team, and I think his hope is going to be that he does enough damage that he only really needs to throw out like 1 Elixir and like a Cure 3 maybe, and, you know, hopefully call that good enough. But
yeah, I mean, if you only see... If you only see 1 big bang there, even if you do get like a Meteor there that kind of snipes your edge there, Yang should just have enough to just pull it through. Does have a Silk Web as well, even to nerf the first one here.
Yeah, absolutely. I just have to imagine for both of our runners, this is very, very uncomfortable territory.
Yep, so first big bang out on Zeke's side again, and it was easily nerfed here, no problems whatsoever. And Edge is looking in his dart list for some supplemental damage and just goes to Bacchus now. But Sniper gets a very nice reflected nuke onto Palom, back onto Zeromus there, so... Again here, it's I like Rowdy Roddy Sniper's damage a little better here with I mean, you bet on the spoon, and unfortunately it just did not show up this time around.
Rowdy Roddy able to double reflect here. He's got a good setup, opened up this fight with double Bacchus into a nerf somewhere in there. I think maybe a direct nuke into these reflected nukes now, whereas Zeke is kind of nerfed his first big bang, considered his options, and then opted towards zerking up that edge. This is, yeah, it's very by the seat of our pants, like just go, go, go.
Yep, did send that single target.
Big bang comes out on Rowdy Roddy Sniper's side. This is the nerfed big bang, I want to say.
This is, yeah, he hasn't taken RDY damage yet.
Teller survives, able to get off a Cure 4 afterwards. If he's cursed with the life staff, still not going to be amazing, but it will be something. The nukes are flying. Sid, unfortunately, on Zeke's side, HP ran out. Sid is going to drop. Shake on Zeke's side.
That's a pretty satisfying Cure 4 out there from Tella on Sniper's side there.
Shake on Zeke's side, gonna throw out the direct nuke. Don't really know if this is gonna nerf appropriately or not. Very sticky situation for him.
I mean, at this point, you have to try at least.
Absolutely have to do it. Yeah, you have to go for it. You wipe if you don't nerf this. Has to hit a good target. Okay, hits Tella. Counter nuke hits Tella for Zeke.
That's fine.
One more round of zerking here, and then Big Bang is going to go out. Cure 3 goes out, able to keep that Sid alive if this is nerfed. Okay, yeah, the swing, the Cure 3, the extra swing. Maybe that was a fake shake, actually. We've done enough damage here, because I don't think a Big Bang came out.
Oh yeah, Edge is swinging for about 5,000 around here. Yeah, that very well might have been a fake shake.
5,000? That must have been a nice crit. Wow. Meanwhile, the nukes are flying over on Rowdy Roddy Sniper's side, like tons and tons and tons of damage is coming out. That's the shake on the left side there for Rowdy Roddy Sniper. How is he going to handle this?
Sid is drinking wine on Zeke's side.
And
here.
That's it. No shake. Very quick damage there. We are done. Rowdy Roddy Sniper is our likely winner for this race between him and Zeke. Zeke going down. Rocks on Zeke's sides. Get your GGs out in chat. Z down for Zeke as well. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got some official times on that.
Yeah, that's close enough that that's we're gonna have to see, especially with Rowdy Roddy Sniper. We don't know exactly where in this fight with these refreshes. Ah, okay. So, Smaped letting us know here. Both restreamer and probably admin for this race. So, very close race. Rowdy Roddy Sniper, I think, was a bit desynced there. Our winner is going to be Zeke. Let me get our official times for you.
I believe they are posted now, the 1:45:55 for Zeke and the 1:46:04.
Yep.
So 9 seconds.
9 seconds.
I'm guessing with stream issues, there might be an admin review on this one here. But again, for right now, Zeke is going to be called the winner here until we get further notice here. But yeah, again, with just a little bit of stream desync and showing timers there. But again, 9 seconds.
That is incredible. That, wow. What a race. I feel a little bad calling it for Rowdy Roddy Sniper, but, you know, like, 9 seconds. 9 seconds. That's nothing. That is actually nothing.
That is easily the closest race we have had in this tournament so far.
Yeah, 3 seconds would be an official tie, by the way. But, yeah, we are joined by our winner tonight, Zeke. GG, Zeke. If you are here, we cannot hear you.
Yes.
So, it took a minute for Discord to catch up.
Here we are.
That was a little close for comfort.
Yeah, I can imagine. How are you after that finish and seeing your opponent finish 9 seconds after you? How are you feeling right now?
Well, the 10-minute delay is a great thing.
Able to give you time to calm down.
My heart rate was not in a good spot following that. Let's just say that.
I could imagine. I want to start with the end there, that Zemus fight. Walk us through what was on your mind going in, the first time and the second time with that Zemus fight.
I'd rather not talk about the second time.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Or not this first time, anyways.
Yeah, no problem.
The first time was a mistake.
I love the attempt. Yeah, go ahead.
The first time, if I had a silk web, it might have been easier. I was trying to use reflected nukes to avoid the refill. But after that, I was like, I can't justify a smart attempt. It's time to be stupid and see if it works. And thus, trying to use nuke to trigger counter nukes to nerf Big Bang was a thing that happened today.
Yes, absolutely, and very well done. If you go back and listen to us, we've talked a lot about not having a white mage this seed and really wanting Cure 3s, but I love you and Rowdy Roddy Sniper both showing us did not need a reserve of Cure 3s to get through that Zemus fight. That was so much fun to watch.
I needed 1 Cure 3, 2 life potions, and an elixir.
Yep, there you go. Just exactly what you needed, and you had it, and you are through.
That's what now, round of 16 next?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it goes on to best of 3 in round of 16. Yep.
Oh, I've started scheduling 3 a week now. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the reward. I'm in the same boat. I had the same reaction.
Is that what it's like? Is that what it's like over in with Red Moon right now?
16, I believe, is also best of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. So it's sorry. So Blue Moon has 1 extra round, so I think actually it's still best of 1, and then best of 3 is quarterfinals. That's my mistake. My brain being on Red Moon mode, just because that's the tournament that I'm in.
Yeah. Real quick though, go ahead.
It's kind of fun to have 2 tournaments going, right?
It is. Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Real quick, party selection is the biggest thing I had there. You were wanting a spoon.
I was absolutely wanting a spoon. I was also in the desperate hunt for a boomerang without going into any shops.
Oh yeah, I guess I just never did get back road, did he? I never saw full moon or a boomerang, did we?
I'm also highly disappointed in the Forge reward, but I'm not disappointed in the Forge shop.
Oh yeah. We were trying to call a fiery hammer into existence for you for that.
We tried very hard.
I have yet to see a fiery hammer.
Yeah, same.
I'm not convinced it exists.
I've seen it exactly 1 time, and it was beautiful.
So how do you feel about crystal swords, by the way?
I'm I like that I found 2 of them, left one in the box because I was full of inventory,
yeah,
and then took the other one for money. That was funny.
We definitely pointed that out. I almost thought you went into your inventory after getting that second. I was like, wait, is he going to throw it out? I'm glad you kept it for money. It would have been very funny, though.
Consider it for half a second.
I don't blame you.
Because if you ever play Blue Moon and you get a Crystal Sword, you're not going to have a Cecil to use it. But if you have a Cecil, you're going to be stuck on Defense Sword.
I mean, I take a Defense Sword. Half the time when I play Red Moon, it's like, oh, hey, you wanted something here. Have this Legend Sword. Wait, what? Legend Sword?
Having played a number of Blue Moon Seeds, definitely been in that situation.
Oh, yeah.
Frequently myself, yeah.
Can we also give a shout out to Vanilla CPU?
Yes, we can.
We absolutely can, especially since that was your way through the seed, whereas Rowdy Roddy Sniper found a Baron key as his way through the seed. That was incredible, by the way. I recommend going back and kind of checking out how you two diverged, because it was just a really fun race.
But looks like Rowdy Roddy Sniper's gonna go visit the Waning Moon. It'll be fun down there to see what he can do down there.
Yeah, I think so.
If it's anything like this race, again, where you pretty much just like had everything stacked up against you, when you saw that Lunar Sparkle on the hook route, was Ogopogo in your mind at that point? Absolutely. I've played enough Falcon %, which I have respectfully renamed in my head to Ogopogo %. It's a mess. And I mean, I can't say I was hoping for it, but I was kind of hoping for it. Yeah, that's just kind of the nice little, happy little, just wipe sweat off the brow there. That I might have just quit had I seen Ogopogo there at that time. I'll be honest, I was actually slightly more worried about Wyvern than Ogopogo. Oh, today. You never went to Hobbs, okay. Oh, I did look at Hobbs at like an hour and 18 minutes in. Yeah. I went to make sure it wasn't a boss I needed, saw it was Sparkle, and reset my game. Yeah, that was your Wyvern. Oh, okay. So that means the Sparkle and Baron was the Plague? Yep. Because I saw every other Sparkle. Yeah, I will say, thankfully, Wyvern can't get your underground access, so gratefully. Yep. That could never have been Wyvern on the hook route. Yeah, the big 3 are still banned. No Golbez, no Val, no Wyvern. Thankfully, they all ended up in really tame spots today, too. Yeah, absolutely. That was a very tame spot to pull Golbez. Even though, spells are still doing 800 damage. Yeah, I saw you take a hit from a virus and you're like, maybe Starveil. That was a good moment. And Valvalis was absolutely worthless in the tower key. I mean, other than being a required boss there that did lead you to your... But yeah, she's worthless in that spot, and we just love to see it. She can't do a thing. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yep. When she takes 1,700 damage from 2 double Mirror Edge through her defense... through her tornado, that's kind of scary. But yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable seed to play. Nice challenge of having to figure out how to deal with anything with the loot scenario. Yeah, and I mean, you made really good use of the early power that you found, even though it's not maybe the typical power for Blue Moon Seeds. So yeah, really well done by you. But yeah, I'd say for me, that's kind of it for questions. Do you have anything else, Night Two? That's about it. Just another good luck going forward here, and you definitely earned this. You definitely earned this pass in the round 16. So well played. Yeah, looks like the next matchup I get to do is the winner of Reckless Charlie and Zoe Vermilion. So that's gonna be a good one. How are you feeling about that? I'm not familiar with how either of them play, so. Both pretty good runners. I think either of them would be pretty well suited up against you. I will be very excited to watch however that plays out. I'm just happy to be going as well as I am on the second tournament. Well, there you go. Like I said, the biggest reason I joined this tournament, as I said in the race room earlier today, mostly for fun and partially to prove myself that Adamant Cup run I did is not a fluke.
Well, there you go. And you are
I'm
proving
kind of
that
proving
now.
to myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you
That's
definitely
awesome.
have so
Love
far. Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of the same for every free enterprise tournament where you do see a lot of normal names there, and you do see some names you just never saw coming, like jump into there. And I definitely think, yeah, especially that you've definitely put yourself up there. So again, congratulations.
I'm just kind of
Yeah.
proud. I can consider myself at this point to be looking like one of the strong runners here.
Yep.
One of our,
Exactly. And that's great. And what's also great is Rowdy Sniper, who also I think could consider himself up there. Just like 9 seconds apart is tough loss, but you know, real strong competition there. But you know, for you know, I guess the sake of time, and maybe give him a chance to interview if he would like. I think we'll kind of move on. But do you have any last words, Zeke, before we let you go?
Just a big thank you to Solaris and Nightdew for the commentary, Fried Potato for tracking, and Smapedy for the restream today. And best of luck for all the runners who still have to run this week.
Yep, and thank you for putting on such an amazing show. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. See you next time.
All right, until next time. Bye. All right, and that was Zeke, and I believe we're also joined now by Rowdy Sniper. GG, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and GG's to Zeke.
Yeah, that was so. Walk us through. I guess we'll go to the start with the end. I know that this seed didn't quite outplay. Very close. I have to start with how incredibly close that was. We actually like so close we weren't really sure who. If you go back and watch the restream, it was close enough that the video made it look you know. Of course, the race spot time is always what it is, but like basically like it was a really well run race by you, and it was very exciting. But I guess where I'll start is, you know, just Zemus. How are you feeling heading into that fight?
You know, it was one of those things where I was fairly, you know, I really wasn't sure because I had no idea where CPU was. Did Zeke check the package? Did Zeke check the giant? I mean, those are the two likely places, because the Twin Harp was buried somewhere on the moon at that point. So it was like, okay, you know, that's low risk. So you know, I was just kind of, you know, that usual. Every action you look over at the race time at the Discord to see what the to see if you see it, and then, you know, right as I was wrapping up, I saw it, and it was just yeah, was hoping I could squeak it in there before he hit enter, but fortunately it didn't work out.
Yeah, it was definitely tight there when we got in. You did actually find the Alt Gauntlet first, just the nature of Alt Gauntlet, as we're calling it, and then the CPU shows up, and then we have a little bit of a hiccup, and we don't know. Then the wipe happens, and then both of you are on Z at the same time. So, yeah, again, just kind of, you know, he started at the end. I'm going to kind of go to the beginning. I mean, you saw your 7 characters, and you're like, well, what now?
Yeah, I actually did a little less looting than I thought when I saw my numbers, but it was one of those things where I saw the early mute knife and then bought a second one just so Edge had a halfway decent secondhand weapon. I was going to get rid of Sid sooner, but then he got that poison axe out of, I think, either Damsian or the Watery Pass. So it's like, well, you know, he's gonna be an early source of damage at this point, especially through if I decide to dig Evelyn any further. But once I got the Crystal Sword to sell for money, it was like, and I got the experience to get Palom pretty much online. It's like, yeah, let's just not worry about that.
Funny thing there is, you say you got the Crystal Sword to sell, but have you heard of Second Crystal Sword? Because I had 2 in there.
Yeah, 10,000 crystal swords, and all you need is a spoon.
Yep.
Right? Yes. Yeah, that spoon would have been pretty nice for that seed, huh? But just hiding somewhere. Yeah, we don't know where it is.
I think I saw the spoiler reel. It was Ribbon Room. So Antlion.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, behind
Antlion.
Behind Antlion, yeah.
Use that for whatever you want to use. That was the curveball for my plans, and I think that kind of knocked me off the rails a little bit. My plan was grind moon bosses. That's why I did top down. Yep. That's why I went through the Dark Elf fight, even though I knew it was going to be less experience, and I knew that the Twin Harp really couldn't have the last boss, if it had the last boss, it wasn't gonna be that big of a deal.
Yep.
So I was taking it for the experience, and then between losing as much experience as I did on the Dark Elf fight, and then seeing Octomam, seeing Antlion, and then seeing Luge eating up all that experience at the Masamune altar, it's like, all right, plan B, let's just chase this Baron Key and hope it works out, which it did. It just,
It did. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, it ultimately it did. When a finish comes down to something like 9 seconds, you could like take every thought of every action of every whatever happened. I remember losing a race because I mean, there's always a million things that happen in a seed, right? But I remember thinking at the end of my race, like I'm running to Zeromus and I go into my inventory to make sure Kane is wearing something, and then I leave it, and then I go into the fight. And if I hadn't done that, I would have won.
You mean,
I would have tied.
Like accidentally talking to the old man out in front of the room in the past when I cashed in the past because I didn't get up fast enough?
Yeah, so I mean, you can right, like you can take the moment, to like I don't want to harp on that to bring it up, like because I know that would feel bad. But what I'm trying to say here is that when a race is that close, I think you can walk away eventually, once kind of some time has passed, to know that you did the right things, and it's just kind of little minute things that didn't get you there for this race, but clearly, you could have been the winner of this one. And I think you ran a clean race. I loved the play to run to the moon. You had the power to take on like the Ashura that you fought, and the Dark Elf. Like you had the tools to take on the moon bosses that you wanted to. So, I mean, from me, well done, very well done. It was also a very fun race to watch.
Yeah, and again, thanks to both of you for doing the for doing the commentary for the restream. Thanks to Smapey for restreaming, and then Fried Potato for doing the tracking. Really appreciate the back end work. And again, GG to Zeke, well earned victory. But yeah, so guess it's onward to Cincinnati, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's not your last run of the tournament. That does take you to the waning, but you're still in it, sir, and I'm very much looking forward to your future races.
Thank you.
All right, well, that was Rowdy Roddy Sniper. Wow, Night 2, that was just what a race.
And we've got a few more tonight.
Yes, we do.
I should actually, pull that up before I say something about
I've got it.
Oh, okay. Well, yep.
Yeah, we've got races that are happening all week, really, but scheduled today. All of them actually are on Restream. So we just had Rowdy Roddy Sniper versus Zeke at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have Flurry 14 versus Genghis Khan. That's going to be on Free Enterprise Prime. At 9:30 p.m. Eastern, Free Enterprise 2, we will have Tall Grant versus Noob Tree 87. That's Blue Moon Waxing. The Flurry versus Genghis, that's Red Moon Waning. So that'll be a good one to watch. That's an elimination match. And then moving a little bit forward to 10:30 p.m. Eastern on Free Enterprise 3, we're going to have another elimination match. This is Red Moon Waiting, Mike 34 versus Tybalt. Lots of good matches to still watch tonight. Lots of good Free Enterprise.
Definitely got my plans for the night here still, and yeah, and again, one more big shout out to both Snapey and Fried Potato for doing the behind the scenes, and one more big shout out to Solaris here. It was wonderful co-commentating with you. It's wonderful.
Yeah, big shout out to you too. It was so much fun.
Yes. But yeah, I believe in the interim we are going to send everybody off to we're rating Inven, I believe here, who is that's a push being to jump right there as I'm seeing it here. So yep, just no spoilers, and let's just go say hi to Inven then.
Yep, and for now, have a good one. Bye.